Hi. In the last video, I emphasized the fact that that little phrase when Jesus said, bring him to me, that's the answer for everything. It's in Jesus Christ, the answer for life, all problems and answers that you need and all. In the next verse, it says, and they brought him unto him. That's the answer right there. They did what he said, do what Jesus says. And then they brought the lad, the boy, unto him. And that's when it happened. What happened? Do you know what happened right then? It says, and when he saw him, when the demon saw Jesus, and when Jesus saw the boy that had the demon in him, that this guy had a demon in him, or on him, in him, just really causing the problems. A lot of our problems, most of our problems, all of our problems in one sense is us, but what's causing the problems behind it are demonic spirits. I don't know where you are, and I just know there's demons, there's evil spirits. I've literally experienced some really crazy stuff, knowing outside, inside, around me, everything else. And I've seen the power of God just deliver me from thoughts that were evil and surprising, like over and over and over. Sometime I had to do a video of all sorts of stories that I can tell you that they're true experiences. They're not make-believe. I wasn't imagining anything. Literally happened. But anyway, cool stuff, And where there are real demons, there are angels that are evil, and they're invisible, and they're very, very active, more active than most people think. And so when the demon that was in that guy, as they brought the boy unto Jesus, he reacted. Satan went, not Satan himself, but the demon power from Satan. And it says right here, and when he saw him, immediately the spirit, see, it's an invisible spirit, just reacted at him, tore him, he went, I think he fell down, he had a convulsion, and the symptoms started happening, like the Father had told Jesus what kept on often. It happened a lot, ever since he was a little boy. Okay, so here, just as a review, are the boy's symptoms, the things that will happen. By the way, it's just all of this is like epilepsy, but I don't necessarily believe it was epileptic. Actually, go back into that video and watch it. I'm not going to repeat all that, but he had seizures. He had seizure convulsions. He was just jerking. He was foaming at his mouth. He was grinding his teeth. The body became very stiff and like rigid. And this boy regularly had speech and hearing loss. See, these are the various things that happened. He had speech and hearing loss. He couldn't talk. He was he had speech, mute and deaf. He was mute and deaf, couldn't talk, and he couldn't hear. And so because of that mute and deaf spirit inside him. But it wasn't just that. See, there's other cases where people couldn't talk, and that was caused by a spirit. That's not everybody. People can't talk because of whatever reason. Deafness isn't from necessarily evil spirits in the person, but there are some, I believe, that are absolutely, you get the spirit out. People don't believe in demons and all. It's really sad, but because this is really true, it's really good. If you can cast out spirits more, then you can they could get free. And he was throwing into waters. That really should be waters in the Greek. I should have put an S. It's plural, like streams or rivers. He was trying to kill him, literally trying to destroy the boy. That's really super sad. So really strange. Anyway, this spirit just started coming like manifesting himself. You can't see the spirit, but you could see all the stuff that spirits were doing. So it wasn't just coincidence, like all of a sudden he comes and he has a seizure. No, the spirit was really tearing at him and being rough with him, shaking him up. So I do want to say before I quit here that diseases, I want to make sure you know that diseases don't necessarily mean they're from spirits, but spirits do cause diseases, a lot of them. So disease versus spirits. Now I'm going to tell you some of the stories real quick in the Gospels. Not all of them, because, not all of them probably, but also I just thought of some in Acts the book of Acts, during where there's a spirit of divination, a fortune-telling spirit, and there's different ones that Paul cast out. But demons can cause, according to the Bible, muteness, which is this story where the demon was causing them muteness. He couldn't talk. Another word, blindness. Do you know that some blindnesses could be being caused by demons, demon spirits? And there was times when Jesus delivered the blind person by casting out the spirit. I don't know if the spirit wraps himself around here and somehow he can keep his eyes blind. I don't know how he does it. But you cast out the spirit and the guy really saw. That actually happened in the Gospels here. Deformity. I remember that woman who was like bent over, like way bent over. For 18 years she was bound by Satan, quote unquote. And she kind of deformed. And then spirit came out. She straightened right up. So another one was the violent behavior. Remember the demoniacs in Gadarenes, Gersa? That region and area, they were cutting themselves and they were really rough and they were tearing chains off of them. They were violent towards others, violent behavior. By the way, there was spirits in the book of Acts that this guy came and these 7 people came to deliver this guy, but they didn't have the power of God and all, but they delivered him trying to, in the name of Jesus, whom Paul preaches. And that spirit, Paul I know, Jesus I know, who are you? And that man took all those 7 people and violently attacked them. So there's violent behavior that can be being led by spirits. I believe a lot of violent behavior now that people are doing that is really violent and murders and all. There's spirits, there's demon powers behind those people. They're unseen, but they're causing a scene. They're causing a scene. And they're causing stuff that you can see. They're really doing it. So the violent behavior can be from demonic spirits. And then this particular one is epileptic-like actions. And I don't know that this guy had epilepsy, like I said. It's possible, but, maybe. And maybe this guy had an evil spirit. Oh, he had an evil spirit, just whether it's epilepsy or not, I don't know. And so just to finish up, trying to keep them short, we'll keep tracking through this beautiful, awesome story. And they brought him unto him, and when he saw him, immediately the spirit tear him, and he fell on the ground and wallowed, foaming. So he started going into his seizure. And then I'll kind of do a little bit more. And then Jesus turned to the Father at this point. Such compassion. He said, how long has this happened with this guy? Like his heart just really went out. How long is it ago since this came into him, like the spirit came into him? And he said, of a child. So he's had it for a good while, and it seems like he's maybe an older boy, could be a man, his son could be a young man or something. Maybe it's like 30-year-old, I don't know. But it seems like he was a boy of some sort, like maybe a teenager, but not necessarily. But of a child, now he's had it for years. So this is true with people. People are plagued with the devil and bound by the devil for years. If you're a child, stand against the devil in your life. If he's trying to cause you to have anxiety or panic or fears or just tormenting thoughts and just evil things, just fight it. Say, no, you go for me in the name of Jesus. You speak to those spirits. You watch the power of God. It's happened with me over and over and over and over, where just leave. And it wasn't me that was thinking those thoughts and all. I could go into them, but this is so powerful. So this says of a child. So if you're a child and you're watching this, good job. I'm proud of you. Very cool. It's awesome that you're really studying the Bible like this. And then, stand as a soldier boy or a soldier girl and say, enough is enough. I'm fighting this spirit, and you fight until you win. In the name of Jesus Christ, you will. You have victory. And then the boy, and then it says, and oftentimes he cast him, this is what the Father was saying, into the fire and waters to destroy him. And then I'll get to the next part in the next video. He says, if you can do anything, have compassion on us and help us. That's where I'm going to end, leave you hanging. And then let's get to the next one. The next video is very powerful. Thanks for listening.